They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that. Sorry, oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you. 70 years old man. Oh. I am mumu too much. You be mumu. You think say they wise. You are a mumu man.
You think say you dey wise. You know, I like to start on that note. You think say you dey wise. Good evening, everyone joining me this evening. I am the one and only Mazezoke here, and you are live here at Njenje Media TV, your favorite platform. So everyone, thank you once more for joining me this evening. This evening is going to be a very fantastic conversation. You know, it's a normally discussion. But before I kick off, before we have this conversation this evening, now remember tomorrow is Friday. And it's Freaky Friday. Exactly 1 week tomorrow, it will be Christmas Eve. Felix Navida. Felix no fi die. Felix no fi die. O kachakwa ihi wetara ya no gada. So good evening, everyone. Mazes okay here speaking to you once more. I am happy to have you all here tuned in. If you are joining me for the first time, please do me a favor. Click the like button. Even if you're old subscriber, make sure you resubscribe. No, not unsubscribe. Resubscribe. Share this video because this evening is going to be a very fantastic one. This evening, I'm going to show us how Buba Galadima, you know him, the firebrand Buhari's friend, how he brought him into the Azar room and removed his dross. While he was removing his dross, APC walked along. He hooked APC, removed their dross too. You think I'm kidding you? So let me know where you're watching me from. While we're on that, there is this one called Sheik Gumi. You know, since the bandits were prescribed as terrorists, we thought he was going to back down. But sadly, there was this meeting on Monday that happened in Abuja. Obviously, I knew because some people, you know, there were some conversations around that. You know, I said, fine. You know, we know that was going to happen because predetermined already. Now, while that meeting was going on, Sheik Gumi made case for bandits. The only thing I probably would agree with him in the case that he made for them was if we would build houses, train them, and give them future. But I said, if that be the case, that they want to live like normal human beings, isn't that what every one of us been saying? Why would you go to a community and you choose to live in the bush? Why would you come to a community you don't want to build, you don't want to develop, you just want to go and live in the bush? Isn't that what the people like myself and you probably watching me now has been clamoring for, to say, let's give these people life? Because when you train a child, it doesn't matter if that child is Fulani, Akwanga, I don't know, Igbo, Yoruba, whatever. When you train a child, let's say you were able to train 2 million children. Out of those 2 million children, it doesn't matter because, again, that you are Hausa, that you are Fulani, that you are Ibibio, that you are Igbo, is only a matter of where your parents did the kwakrekwa and produced you. That's all. It's none of our choices. We didn't choose to be Fulani, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba. No, none of us. We weren't asked. Nobody said that, Maz, you must be dotted. No, but I like to be dotted. And when I was told that I'm a dot one, I said, look at it. A very dot in the circle. A dot in the circle. Because if you are dot in the circle, it's going to work. But if I ask the person that told me, Maz, you are the zat in the circle, he will laugh and
you
okay, I know you, me. Okay, just say, rather than say you, say Maze, and I will say, okay, I listen. Okay, so next time, rather than say You say, you know, you got it.
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
You see, because he doesn't get it and he's likely to forget about it. Now, let us get to the nitty-gritty. But before I do, all of you who are early joiners, you have the privilege of getting yourself noticed by me, because once the fire in the kitchen is on, we know the look face. But now the fire in the kitchen is not there. Wow, it appears those on Facebook, I can see most of you watching from Enugu, South Africa, that is Chima Onwumere. I have Andy Nwaforo, you know, Mazi, you know, I have Gaius. That's the first time I've had this name for a very long time, Gaius. You know, when we were growing up, if you're into lungu stuff, we'll call you Guy Man. So when you say Gaius, Gayoyo, Gaius, don't take any offense. Gaius, I know you're a Guy Man by the sound of your name. You must be liking Guy things. So I have a Chinwe and Anaba and Highness. Good morning, Mazi, from my location. Oh, from your location? Are you in the Azar room? So people, let's, you know, for many of you who say you like my dotted t-shirt, sorry, you know, there is nothing that makes me happy than being a zatted one. Now, before I get into, you know, this evening, some of you may not like the things I will say. I know there was something posted before. Some of you, my friends, because I have friends across Nigeria, I have friends who are Fulani, I have friends who are Igbo, I have friends who are Yoruba, I have friends who are Hausa, I have friends who are German, Americans, so all over the world, because I'm a global citizen. However, there are things, when you say them, some people might take offense, but this evening, we are still friends. But you know, I say things the way they are in good faith. I'm not here to insult you. But when things are said, think deep. It's not to, you know, denigrate. It's not to make you feel sad or make you and your people feel differently. No. But again, certain things doesn't make sense. And hence, we put effort and everything we do to ensure that we talk about these things. At the end of the day, we learn. If you know you are a dotted man, clap your hand. Clap your hand, though. If you know you're a dotted man, just drop your phone. If you know you're a dotted man, clap your hand. If you know you're a dotted man, like Mazi is okay. If you know you're a dotted man, clap your hand on your dot, unapologetically. So, when you're not like it, go and look for the next transformer. Ever could the Okunepa and do the needful. That's all I can tell you. Sorry. There is nothing bad in liking yourself, you know, especially when somebody who should know says you are a dot in the circle. You tell me I'm a dot in the circle, I say, okay, Kagani, me, not that. But if you're not that in the circle, I like me. Now, let's get down to business. You get it? But before we get it, let's go to our nature and ask our brother, you know who I'm talking to? That tiny man that does Jackie Chan. I was watching a program over the weekend. I nearly peed in my... My good brother was doing Harvest and Bazaar. At some point, I said, what was I watching? Suddenly, you know, when you watch WWF, when Undertaker is coming, Undertaker that does his sound like this, when he's coming out, you hear that sound. Ding! Suddenly, I began to hear the sound in a church, and my good brother came out with a big belt. I said, now, wow, this church business. People I say, as end of the month and Christmas, all of you where they watch now, when I go do Christmas for Mars, and Mars go do Christmas. Because now Christmas that they do for you now, making you happiness more. So it's a two-way affair. So when I saw that, I thought to myself, my brother, wallahi, we go open WWF ring for you. But having said that, let's ask him some questions. Baba, Oya, come, show us, sing for us. Sing for us. Are you there?
You will not be in Nigeria. Amen. This is your dream.
Amen.
I saw you want to enter Australia.
Australia, yes, sir.
Australia.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Oh, Bodom. You want to enter Australia?
Yes, sir.
Australia is an Australia. They are the same.
Of course, even if Australia and Australia, it's the same. Even if it's Nathan Nigeria or it's Nathan Nigeria, it's the same. Because when in 2015, some of us were saying, we have seen this shit, it smell, and it smell very bad. Anyway, when we said it in 2015, none of you, many people said it's hatred and blah, blah, blah. We said, okay, make we try. In 2019, many of us, myself included.
I said to Goodluck,
Sorry, hold on. You did too fast, madam. Be coming down small. Don't be too fast. So when in 2015, some of us said, calm down. When I say no, we want change. Even my good friend Adamu, my good friend, let me bring him. He voted, and after voting, a German radio station called Deutsche Welle asked him a question. Have you voted? He said, yes, he voted. And he's very happy that he voted. Of course, he's very happy that he voted because that is his fundamental right. He deserves to be happy. I do not begrudge him. But sadly, unknown to him, he does not understand that which he voted with all happiness is not going to be happiness anymore.
All right. Have you voted?
I'm voted, yeah.
Okay, so
I'm happiness, I'm voted, yeah.
tell me your feeling after voting today.
Yeah, after voting, I'm feeling okay. What I want, I get it on the result. I'm getting the party I want is the one going on. Thank you for that.
What are you expecting from these people you voted?
I'm voted, they can do what you want, and then when they want, what they want, inshallah, we're happiness more, isn't it? So then please, I want to beg them, we suffer almost 10 hours, we are standing because of what we want. We need change. And then the person we need, he's the one on the party we want, isn't it? So please, we want change.
Change? What kind of change?
The change of situation which we are now.
What is the situation you are in?
Situation of sufferness. Isn't it? Yeah, we are suffer. How many years? As you see, 12 years forward. I mean, almost 40-something years. I don't know what is government did for me. It's in come out of this like this radio. I don't know. I don't know. Actually, yeah. I have to complain. I'm in Nigeria, really. Almost 40-something years. I don't know what is government. So I need change. The person I know is going to change this thing by force, whether the leader they want or not. Any person which is bad, he must escape in this country, or he be hidden like how they are hiding poor people inside prison, which you don't have a court attendant. Inshallah, we need Buhari to change this country.
Okay, we need Buhari to change this country. I am looking for my friend Aminu Kagani. If you know him, since Buhari government, it do like this, you never see.
Our economic is doing like this. It's doing like this. It's blinking, shaking. So
our economy is blinking, is shaking, is shaking. Since Nigeria economy, it blink, it shake, it shake. Kagani, my brother, my friend, you never see him. They call him for phone, you know they go. You tell them to. They give us the happiness more because you don't vote me for Buhari. To make it make you don't talk to Mazi, make it talk me, make it talk me. Huh? But if you know the man, make you go bring him. Kagani, I will fight if you bring him come. That one a Christmas gift. I won't give him ram. Make I tell him this is change where he vote. It be like this is change. This is change. At the look him. Because it be like this is change. You don't go from tough to bottom. What in Ikagani understanding what in the talk? Because this is change, you never understanding this is change. This is change, you never understanding. You don't go from tough to bottom. From tough to bottom. Kagani, to. You don't understand? Now, because if you go back and ask him today, what he said in 2015-14 is no longer the same. The same thing applies to the sister to Kadira Ahmed, whom we played the video she did the other day, crying how her cousin was kidnapped and violated multiple times. Again, my heart goes out for you because we are all human. If you cut my eyes open, take my blood, take my vitals, you could save a life of a German, a Fulani, a Kenyan, an Igbo, a Cameroonian, because we are all the same family of human race. Now, when it comes to governance, it beats me silly that Nigerians will be arguing and be staying in the lane of incompetence. Those who have nothing, absolute nothing to offer, no apologies. Those who have absolute nothing. And you're looking at them in 2023, you see them again go in one old people's home and get another person working with a walking stick. And oh, he's good. He's good. He has been governor for 8 years. He's going to do it. He's do this, he's do that. The moment you vote him, quote me, I'm willing to bet you 1 million naira. Give him 6 months. We'll go and occupy London Hospital. Of course, that's what they do. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Nnewi Teaching Hospital, Medugri Teaching Hospital, Oyo Teaching Hospital, Lut, Lagos, Jos Teaching Hospital, Taraba Teaching Hospital, Uyo Teaching Hospital. Is it Niger State Teaching Hospital or Sokoto Teaching Hospital? No tablet. No, when I say paracetamol, original one, not this buff paracetamol, you will not find, because they will take everything away. But after so many years, now listen to this, what this lady said, because it broke my heart. You know why this broke my heart is, suddenly after getting to 8 years, no, 7 years, sorry, because by March it's going to be 7 years. So 7 years in 3 years, in 3 months' time. After 7 years, she's realizing what we 8 years ago realized. When the president came in 2003 with Edwin Umez, okay, and we said no. He came in 2007 with my mentor, a great one, the one I respect so much, late Chief Chubo Kadibo. The same Dibo said no. He said, no, but today we begin to see something. No? And we were all called them haters, haters. But you see, when you don't hate, when your heart is pure, it might take people time to acknowledge what you're doing. In the same 2007, a man that no Igbo person ever met, apart from those living in Castina then because he was a governor, but a man that many people only knew from pages of newspaper, in the person of Umar Musa Yar'Adua. He contested. The great Igbo nation voted for him and voted for him overwhelmingly. Eventually, he won. And in retaliation, you see where the heart is. Go and check out the way he governed Nigeria. I would say, honestly, it was too short, probably the best so far. A man who has a good heart. He looked at the Niger Delta when they were bombarding everywhere, saying, this oil in our own, now waiting the shop. They begin throw knockout everywhere. But he tasked his vice president in the person of Goodluck Jonathan, doctor, PhD, to go and talk to his people with the governor general, that is Alamesia. And they went to work, spoke to the kids, spoke to the men who had iron pole. You know, like my good brother says, it, you know, this is a Niger Warring News. Like
on the hour from Niger Delta Broadcasting Service. My name is Andrew Uweri Okere Ajapasa. Yesterday, some angry Warri Jaguda boys carried dangerous weapons like a cutlass, iron pole. I went down to the Borikoko oil facility. When they reach there, the security people vanish into the bush like willy willy.
You see, the security people, that was what was happening when Yaradua was the president. The security people were vanishing like willy willy when they see boys with iron pole, cutlass, and dangerous weapon, according to my newscaster friend. So, but what am I trying to say? Jonathan went to work with the people of Niger Delta, making sure that there is sanity. When OPC, Gani Adam, and Fashion was fighting, the people of the Yoruba nation, even when the person who was president then, Obasanjo, locked Gani Adam then, who is now on Akakamfo, locked him up then. But I'm driving at somewhere that the people of regions normally engage when things get out of hand. Before the Anambra State election, since February this year, the Southeast had been the hotbed of crisis. Not everything will be said here online, but at least I know the level of engagement, some of them that this platform had been very, very involved in one thing, just to ensure that compromises are made, that peace and sanity return to the most peaceful region. These are what people do to ensure that lives are valued. That's why when you see like what happened in what we say in Osu, that broke the news on Monday, you see human beings engaging in cannibalism. Some of the videos violates, you just see them, you can't imagine. You know how they do in Igbo? That's how, some of us, when I look at the platform and some of you are saying, oh, the DSS is just saying this, and these people, there is no video evidence, I just laugh. Because some of those evidences cannot be published. You can't publish it on Facebook, not even on YouTube, because they will take it down and they will ban you. Human beings being roasted, but at least you can see a collective outrage that this is enough. And you see the leaders and the elders, the opinion molders, everyone going to work. That is what region ought to do. But here you have a president under Ihejirika giving the Boko boys and the bandits, whatever you call them, I call them terrorists, give them run for their money. The North began to complain. Then Jonathan is taking this thing, that Ihejirika is retaliating for the civil war. These were things people like Erufai, people like Gwankwaso. The reason why Festus Odumegu was eventually removed from the population commission. Listen, we're not idiots. We know these things. We know, we read them, we know. But sometimes that someone is keeping quiet doesn't mean that these things are not known. But at some point, there are some things that ought to be said. And honestly, we're not saying it out of malice, but we're saying it so for you guys to also understand that we know what is happening. In all these things, Jonathan was booted out because some certain concessions were not made. He started a sovereign national conference that eventually didn't complete, which I think was a very, very big blow. For me, I would have wanted a position that he really, really implemented what was agreed on that national conference without going for a second term. If I was him, I would have handed over to David Mark. Nothing would have happened. Nigeria would never have fallen, and we wouldn't have been in this mess. But again, that is by the way. If you had handed over to David Mark, one, yes, he was a military guy, but one thing was, he would have cemented the relationship within the middle belt that also, like the Southeast, had never had a shot at the presidency since 1999. The rest is history. Now, in this video, let's come down here. Suddenly, those that called Jonathan name, that Jonathan hated them because Jonathan was trying to bring some of sanity. are now saying and now apologizing, Oga Jonathan, we are sorry for the things we did in 2014. Have a listen.
I said to Goodluck, Jonathan Ebele, thank you for being a good man. It is now we are realizing that you are such a very nice, honest man. Thank you, Goodluck, Jonathan Ebele. Tomorrow, if you come out, we will vote you.
Of course.
Baba, you are a failure. Baba, Baba, Baba in kai ka haife mu zaka bari ana mana fyaɗe. Baba in kai ka haife mu zaka bari ana kashe mu. Baba in kai ka haife mu zaka bari ana kai mu daji baba. Baba in kai ka haife mu zaka bari ana mana cinikin mu kamar awaki baba. What they are telling you, if they are telling you that nothing is happening, they are lying. We are out to tell you the truth, Baba. Today, I regret ever voting for you, Baba. I regret voting for you, Baba. I regret voting for you, Baba. I regret for you. And today I'm standing here. Oh, regret voting for you, Baba. Baba, baka samu. Baba, mu muke son ka, Baba, mu muka damu da kai. Baba, mu muka damu da kai. Baba, ka cuce mu. Baba, ka cuce mu.
Okay, you see, you had it. He said she's regretting voting Baba. One thing I tell us, it's not easy to be critical. It's not easy. It's not everybody's forte to really sometimes detach yourself from certain situations and conversations and replace yourself and really think as a neutral person. Like I said, in 2014, 15, after the confab, those that follow me on my Facebook and Twitter then, I said, based on this confab, I had issues with Jonathan, the way he was governing then, because obviously I felt he was too slow in taking some critical decisions. But give it to him. In his cabinet, you had people with here. But like you will see shortly, like Buba Galadima said, he said, it appears when you come into government, they will remove your brain and give you the brain of a donkey for 4 or 8 years. After when you finish, they will go and remove and change your brain again for you to begin to think. Because I remember somewhere, Jonathan will be sitting down here, having his apatachi and be thinking, man, I fucked up, I messed up. But again, our guy, it's too late. She's already telling you, if you come back, we'll vote you. I say, we're coming back and come and do it. You forget anything. You're not coming back anything. Your is past tense, is past tense. Is gone, is gone. But, one thing we have to know is there is things, there are things we know and we say these things are facts. You cannot. And I say, you can change them. Now, if you go back and listen to when the issue of herdsmen, again, I don't want to regionalize the herdsmen. When the issue of herdsmen was at its peak, that herdsmen were those killing people, the southern governors, that now obviously there is a crack in their midst, where you can have the Cross River governor, the short professor in the League of Aerofire, and Odumeje. So when you have them now say, when you have the same man that you thought, what was all the governors spending our money, going in hotel, having discussion, what were they discussing? He now comes out and he tells you, no, I'm not going to sign any anti-open grazing bill. I say, you're not going to sign it? Okay, Professor Ani, holistic mesmerism, okay? Don't worry. After your governorship, you want to go to the Senate. Please, everybody should go and get your what they call it? Your stone. Go to the quarry, get your stone, because you want to come and go to the Senate. Listen, we must be this curing of madness, like they do, as Odumeje normally says. There must be Mpiawazo this time around. Mpiawazo that common sense must return. Our brains must begin to engage. The gray matters in between our skulls must begin to be something that makes sense. Now, Having said all this, I will tell you how Buba Galadima, a very good friend to Muhammadu Buhari, a long-time ally, comes once again on AIT this morning. I laughed my head off. I was working, but I was watching it. I was just laughing. I said, well, I put it in the title. You know what the man did? The man removes Baba's dross. He removes, there is a difference between dross and knicker. Dross and knicker and pants. They are not, Fela says this is not equalization of pant and trouser. There is a very, very good difference. So what the man did, he removed Baba's dross. So let's go and bring him and we'll listen to this. In fact, before we do further, go and grab something because you would enjoy this particular side. Because this is indeed interesting. I love it. This is interesting. Buba Galadima. So let's see if we can get Buba Galadima in. Okay, before we get Buba Galadima in, now there is something also that happened. Now, many people have been, when I watch when people say this issue is a northern issue that the North should deal with it, I don't think we are being humane and fair enough here. What I think personally is that, we say in Igbo, when they scratch you for back, now somebody, now a fellow human will scratch you. I think what we need now is to lend moral support to our northern brethren and our brothers, to tell them we dey hear on a cry. We can tweet with you, but please, the place that they do all this kidnapping, the place you need to do the protest, we no get flight money to come. But if una want to make una will contribute money through cryptocurrency, give una Dogecoin, be BTC, ETC, whichever one that it is, we can do our best and support you just to amplify your voice. If una dey there, if we want us to do live stream with you, I will dedicate my time and this platform will stream for you free of charge. You don't need to pay cover. Let the world hear that you have suddenly been waking up. Those of you that say, when we did NSAS, they didn't say, oh, well, you see, it didn't start today. During the time of Dr. Nanda Azikiwe in 1956, they said, let us go. We want to be independent. They said, no, we never want to go. So when we say make we do NSAS, they say we never want to do NSAS. If you do NSAS, you want to remove Buhari. Now, the country is doing like this. It's doing like this.
Our economic is doing like this. It's doing like this. It's blinking, shaking, blinking, shaking.
In the midst of the blinking and shaking, before I bring in Buba Galadima, recall that when the Southern governors all met, this man that is now complaining, let me play him. He was questioning the Southern governors, why are you coming to say no open grazing? That all of you gathered in this room, you never bothered to invite the Fulanis. Oga, secure the North, don't invite Igbos, don't invite Yorubas. Ban motorcycle. Yes, we know we deal with motorcycle spare parts, but ban motorcycle, we will not put them out. Whatever you will do to secure your region, go ahead and do it. All the Achapas, Achapa, Kagani, to Ranam. Anything that will bring peace in your region. You don't want any person with, I don't know. So why would you be looking at something else? But here is the man, in case you have forgotten, me, he this plug, will not forget to.
Gandhi said, whatever you do for me without me is against me. Ask all those, 13, 15 governors that met in that hotel. Was there any of the Fulani leaders consulted? Any of the Fulani leaders consulted? So they're there making laws for people that they have not consulted. This is a problem with government, disconnected, out of touch with realities of people. You must sit down and talk with people you are making laws for. None of that. Those governors have sat down with Fulani leaders in wherever they are and tell them what we're planning to do, or what we're going to do, or what alternatives are there. And then they're sitting down there and making laws.
All right.
Be careful.
Okay, Oga, you said we should be careful. Now we are being careful, please. The southern governors sat down in hotels and said they want to ban open grazing. For your information, over 60% of the cows you see in South, be it Southwest, South, Southeast, are owned by Southerners. Yes, I said it finally. Over 60% of the cows you see on the road in the South are owned by Southerners. What happens is that we have people, the way you have Megirds, you have Realers. Because our brothers, they now have started doing like others. They will get these cows and let them roam the streets because nobody wants to pay for feeding, that you do in ranches. Now I say, Oga, go and make your own law and secure your place. We will not choke mouth. Whatever it takes, the way the southern governors were doing, now is the time to secure the north. Now, when I say that we must begin to be fair in everything we say and do, I stand here and I condemn the Nigerian police and the Nigerian forces for interrupting a peaceful protest in the north and for arresting people for coming out to protest. This is unacceptable. People have the right to air their grievances. How would you feel your daughter, your mom, your wife, or your sister is violated time and time again? Now, imagine something like this happens to your family. What would you do? Watch.
And we know also what is happening in this banditry. Every day, some people will be killed. Every day they are raped. If you ask Abdullah our data, I am just coming from Kurfi. And then one lady came to us telling us that she went to see her daughter who gave birth. And then the bandit came. They asked her to hold the baby and they raped the daughter. And then after, they asked the daughter to hold the baby and they raped the mother. This is what is going on every day.
Now, imagine you become a victim of this. Listen, what every person with common sense is saying is, fix it. This happens in the Southwest. Freaking fix it. Stop it. It happens in the Southeast. Bloody don't care. Stop it. Deal with it. It happens in the North. Please don't justify. Deal with it. You see, sometimes when people begin to do and apportion some of these things and add ethnic identity to it is when government fail ab initio from onset to deal with criminal activities. It does not matter who is behind it. Are they Cameroonians? Are they Chadians? Are they from Mali? Are they from Niger? Who gives a hook? Deal with them. That's it. Show your power. We were told that if you elect a general, he was going to lead from the front. The front. I think Nigerians didn't understand the front. The Nigerians were thinking it's the front, like in the front line. They didn't know it's the front, in the front of the other room. Kagane Kazuko, you get it? You get it? If you don't get it, I cannot help you. So, this is then the protest in
2021 alone. It continues to get worse.
Today, I lost someone very dear to me, raped by 8 men, killed.
And northern youth are also speaking. This is the Abuja version of the protests. Placards with inscriptions such as "North is bleeding, tell their demands." Activist Omoyele Sowore joins the protest in solidarity.
They kill whomever they want, but we don't want everybody to be dead before we act. That is why we are protesting against the most incompetent leader in Nigeria's history. I think Buhari is the most incompetent human being.
Bandits now declared as terrorists have sacked communities in the northwest, killed and displaced thousands. Governors from Sokoto and Katsina states ran to President Muhammadu Buhari for help, but so far, killings have continued unabated. The street is now where the frustrated are venting their anger.
So now this is the report.
As early as 7 a.m.
This is
a press briefing on the issue of fuel subsidy and the insecurity that is
from campaign.
Leadership qualities of
Thank you. Thank you.
A press and the mount and the
for the past 1 year. I don't know whether you are under threat or intimidation or compromised not to bring me on board to educate Nigerians on situations that affect them. Having said that,
we will bring you up as soon as there's an opportunity.
There had always been several opportunities which was not seized. Maybe voices like our own is not needed in the country. Having said that,
listening to that, I honestly thought to myself, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and reach out to Buba Galadima. I don't know if I can do that before Christmas, because Christmas is obviously next week. But I'll reach out to Buba Galadima. I offer him a 1 hour or 2 hours program. We'll sit here, we'll have this conversation. I'll let you know. You guys will join us. Because at the end of the day, these hard conversations must be had.
The truth of the matter is that it doesn't look like my friend, Lai Mohammed, is living within the confines and the geographical boundaries of a country called Nigeria. Maybe he's living elsewhere. If not, all of us feel it. The president.
But did Lai Mohammed say that nothing is happening? Even the grandchild.
When my 7-year-old grandson called me and said, "Grandpa, tell me the truth. Why did they call you Liar Mohammed?"
So they are calling you Liar Mohammed, Liar M. Some people call you the lying machine. Not me, but again, it's because of this thing.
Himself in Hausa always says something. Jiki magai. It means that your soul will tell you when I deal with you. That's the explanation of what the man had been doing right from campaign. And he has not ceased to mention Jiki Magai. I want a better Hausa person to interpret that in English for you to understand, because I'm not Hausa. So the situation is so bad. I don't think even the Boko Haram that we were told has been technically decimated is correct. Just last weekend, or this weekend, they kidnapped people between Damaturu and Maiduguri. Over 40 people were kidnapped. And maybe you are aware or you are not aware, 2-3 days ago again, nearly the same time, in the old city of Sokoto, prayers for morning prayers was called at about 2 a.m.
Before he said this, there was this news that came out that when this prayer that he talked about on Monday was called, bandits came there to kidnap people, that the Sultan of Sokoto jumped and escaped through the window. But within hours, obviously, the police and the lying machines came out to say it wasn't true. So on this platform, I'm not saying it is true. I'm not saying it's not true. But if Buba Galadima is saying it, I mean, that is his locality. So he
in
should know
Sokoto,
better than I do.
people unsuspecting of what was happening just congregated to the mosque. And every one of them, including the imam, were picked. And as I speak to you, their locations or no contact with them is unknown.
So we'll try to confirm that story.
You can confirm that. And bandits have taken over Kaduna Abuja expressway, and consecutively for 3-4 days in the same place, they were kidnapping people and killing people, maiming people, as if there is no security. There aren't security people at all in the vicinity of Abuja and Kaduna. But Nigerian security system had deployed over 100,000 security men, police, DSS, civil defense, custom, immigration for Anambra elections. If they have that kind of personnel, why don't they, for a civic duty, why can't they deploy them to assist us? Me, I lost my senior brother in Damaturu. My wife lost her junior sister. As I speak to you, we can't go. We can't go. We have no money to...
You see, they are now refugees. Everybody's now stuck in Abuja. Everybody's stuck in Abuja. They cannot go home. It speaks to what, what's it called? What the Oni of Ife said the other day. That these, they know they are politicians, but they cannot go to their places. Oni of Ife said it, and I played it here. I can play it again. He said, "You can't go home. You can't."
I'll be very happy if anybody can raise up their hand and say, "I can go to my area of constituents, my local governments, and I can stay there in peace for 1 week." Who can do it here? Including our gatekeepers. Who can do it here? Including the Senate President, including the Speaker, that you are taking care of. What's the essence of you being a politician? That you cannot even move around freely. You cannot. Nobody. Do you think Abuja is only Nigeria? Or Lagos is only Nigeria? 36 states of this country. Some people are there, you left them, you abandoned them, and you are making laws and you are administering. What are you administering? I do not know. So let us talk to ourselves very seriously.
So this was what Oni of Ife was saying earlier this week. Does that not tally with what Elder Alhaji Buba Galadima, does that not tally?
We can't, I say, even to condole the remaining family members, we can't make it. How can we? I don't have, well, maybe will give me air ticket to go to Maiduguri. But even if I reach Maiduguri, how do I go to Damaturu with what I have told you? So all these lies that people make, let's be objective and honest as Nigerians. Let's talk to each other. This issue is not politics. This issue is not ethnicity. This issue is not religion. This issue is not where you come from. We are all in it. Me in Yobe is in it. Sokoto, Imo, all are in it. So it is for all of us to try to sort out this problem. It is not shouting at each other that can sort out the problem. Nigerian leaders must understand that they are occupying a position of trust. And the first word in the Constitution, the essence of any government, is the protection of lives and property. They shouldn't think that they are more patriotic and more Nigerian than some of us. Of course, some of us are more than them in patriotism, and they know that, because some of them are ordinary thieves. If you can, if one man out of his senses can steal 60 billion, we were told by the chairman of EFCC, what is he going to do with that?
That's an unnamed governor in the North Central withdrawing 60 billion naira cash.
So you even know?
Over some years.
So you even know?
I can confirm that.
What does he intend to do with that one? Me,
Really, a crime scene.
0.01% of that money is 6 million naira. If I have that today in my account, I wouldn't be able to sleep in the tonight. In account. If I see it physically, maybe I will faint. To quote from Justice Ove Whiskey of the famous Shagari Fedeko. 6 million in my house. How do I sleep?
But some will say you're well-to-do. You headed a grade A parastatal.
Grade A.
In the past.
That was also small. At 1975, I was managing 500 million US dollars in River State. 75. And I still sleep in a 2-bedroom house with the zinc roof. I was director of Delta Steel Company for 2 years. I was director of Ajakuta Steel Company for 2 years. I was chairman of Nigerian Ranches for 2 years. And we had a contributory budget of 500 million naira during Shagari's time. And I was in charge as chairman. We established ranches across Nigeria. So I am not an ordinary Nigerian.
And you also headed that, is it maritime?
Nimasa.
Nimasa.
And I also, during Babangida, managed the 500 million naira of the NRC, National Republican Convention money. So if I had wanted to steal or be as rich as Amechi, I could have been one. But what do I...
You see? Amechi, I didn't call your name, but if I must rephrase Buba Galadima, he says, if he wants to steal like Amechi, I'm not saying that Amechi stole, but Buba Galadima, now wow, do you have evidence that Amechi is stealing? Well, if you see the rail that goes from Aba to Port Harcourt, I can only clear my throat. The rest is history.
I've not managed any
the only thing you didn't do is to transform your cap to a red cap. That was the only failure you had. So look, the problem of Nigeria is not even insecurity or corruption. It's ignorance, poverty, and disease. I can write a big book of 1,000 pages on these 3 issues. If we are not having disease, how can one man accumulate 50 houses?
I mean, honestly, here I agree with him totally. If it is not a mental disorder, why would anybody have still the humongous amount of money being stolen? For those of you joining me, I'm still Mazes. Okay, here this is Njenje Media's TV. Please do like and share, subscribe to this. Please, let's make it, let's, hit the like button. Many of you on YouTube, many of you on Facebook, just hit the like button. Share and invite others. Now, from what he's saying, actually, it makes a lot of sense. Why would somebody steal 60 billion? A money that will never be finished by you, not your next generation. So for what? That's where other developed countries are better than us. Because I keep saying it on this platform. When you know that a nation is not working, is when it comes to public infrastructure. The public infrastructure will be done with the worst material ever that existed. But you go to the houses of the politicians, it will be done with what is meant to be done, what is meant to be used for public infrastructure. Many of you in the UK or anywhere, if you come to the city centers, that's where you see the state of the art. If you are in Germany, go to the Rathhouses. You will see the details in the level of POP, the level of carvings. If you're in Spain, go to government buildings. You see where they use marble, real marble, but come down to your nation. You will never find any local government, 774, not one, has a functional toilet. All your airports are nothing but glorified bus terminals. Yet everybody is saying Giant of Africa, Giant of Africa, Giant my foot. Giant of Africa is like nothing but a mosquito. It's just a giant walking on a mosquito limb. That's what it is. A crippled giant. Since we were born, we hear potential. If you hired the people running the affairs of Nigeria now as your CEO and took them to be real business managers, you would have fired all of them because none of them would ever pass their probation. Nigeria has potential. Nigeria has potential. Now potential will go chop. And people are stealing the nation dry.
1 billion naira. To do what? You don't need it. Why don't you spread so that you sleep well in your house?
Well, some of them are stashed in foreign accounts. But you said this is not a time to begin to shout at each other. It's a time to seek for solutions.
No, the solution is simple. I mentioned the 3 words: poverty, ignorance, and disease. Now, we are being punished for the stealing of some people. I just read when coming with my friend, Mike Olayanju, where he's there waiting for me. In the paper, we just bought the paper. And at the back of the Daily Trust, they said one Abubakar Adam Ibrahim wrote and said that, look, Nigerians are tired of Buhari and Buhari is tired of Nigeria. That's the caption. Do you know that it entails a lot of information? The Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, whom I respect very well, is a wife to my schoolmate, Shamsuna Ahmed. She told us, and I can quote her, that they are borrowing over $2 billion US, which I just saw again, approved in the paper.
Over almost $5 billion US approved.
Approved for infrastructure, provide roads, provide bridges, provide this,
you see, at this point, he's now, Buba Galadima is sitting there, but he's spiritually dragging the president like this, and the FEC. At this point, he's holding them by their ears and say, okay, follow me. I want to talk to you. Follow me, I want to talk to you. And he now says this.
Provide that. They had earlier done that severally and borrowed. Now, we borrowed over $50 billion US. But no Nigerian is asking. It's okay, we've been borrowing. Every Nigerian is indebted. You will be arrested one day and be taken to China or London.
The debt management office told us just a few days ago that total national debt has risen from 35 to 38 trillion. That was before the approval of almost $5 billion.
Okay, let me just come.
It's
over 40. Can't we ask a question? Who does this money belong to? Who is going to pay this money? Is this government or our children? Can't we ask a question and ask them, it's okay, you've borrowed all this. What have you done with it? Show us. Why can't Lai Mohammed come and show us on television how they expended over $50 billion US loan?
Is it up to 50 billion? We'll confirm that.
But why don't you do the arithmetic? You told me about 30-something trillion.
Yes.
When you convert that to dollar, how much does it?
Some of them are owned by states anyway. But
who is responsible for approving the foreign loan?
Yeah, the federal government.
Just listen, I didn't land because I'm talking about Nigeria's problem and insecurity.
Yes.
And insecurity. Now, she again some few days ago came out to tell us, look, that they want to increase fuel money from how much is it?
162.65
to 380. I heard people say it's 340. It's 380. When I saw it, I said no. I think there are people in this government that I know before to be intelligent. Before. I don't know what has happened to their brain, because a friend of mine who was former governor told me something. You don't stop learning. What he told me is that when you become governor or president, they chop off your head and give you to keep on one side and carry the head of a donkey and put on your body. It is when you finish the governorship or being president or chairman that they remove the head of the donkey and put your proper head on your body. Then you start wondering, is it correct? Was it me that took such an action?
On here, I agree with him. Honestly, in the words of Wike, if you didn't dare,
if you don't know what to do with your head, you don't know what to do with your head. If you didn't dare, you didn't dare. You didn't dare.
See, he didn't dare. Because I agree with Buba Galadima here. And many of you, like you all know, The man is saying the truth. That's why I like him. That's why I'm going to reach out to him, to invite him here, to have conversation with him. Because this is, at the end of the day, some of these things, we know it, everybody whisper about it, but people have to talk about it in the open. And I'm glad he really, but again, he is going to hit the reporter. Even the man is firing from all cylinders. He was going to hit the reporter. So those of you joining me now, please, my name is still Mazazek, and this is Njenje Media TV. Kindly, please share this video and like it. So many of you watching from Facebook, and only 37 of you just liked it. Come on now. Huh? Over 100 people, only 38. Okay, make it a quant. 38, 39. Okay. Make it a go, 39, 40. So make it a go, make it a come off now, make it a come off. Oh, 41, 42, 43, 44. Kagani 45 on 49. Haha. You see it a go. 49, 49, 49, 49, 49, 49. 51, 52, 52, 52, 52, 52, make it a go. 53, 54, 54, 54, 54, 54, 54, 55, 55, 55, going 55, 55, 56. Make it a go, 56, 56. Two people. What I'm saying in this is thank you very much, everyone, liking the stream, sharing the stream. I do not take your loyalty here for granted. But I must also tell you that none of you have paid your tithe, and next week is Christmas. We need to drink kunu, we need to drink zobo, and some people either go for Nike, for Enugu, either go drink me for fan wine. So that one is good. So Nigeria is sick.
Situation could be avoided if the leader is proactive and anticipates such moves.
But they don't now. That's why they are wearing the head of a donkey. I know some of them to be very, very intelligent before. I know. I don't know what has happened to them today. So how...
Okay, don't worry. Let me tell you what has happened to them. Because nothing day before. This is how intelligent some of them... They are so intelligent that they don't even know they are right and left. That is how intelligent they are. They just stop them. Some of them they rotate like Rotary Club. That's how intelligent they are. And they just keep wondering. And sometimes, even if I say now, okay, let me even if they had the now, if I say, Oga, are you going to Turkey? Because I think the Oga has also gone away to Dubai, to Turkey. And many people are saying, let him not go to Turkey and borrow more money. But if I call him now and say, Baba, you don't look waiting either happen for Nigeria, Baba, you don't look waiting either happening. People, I give you that vote. Baba, make it a quam for Njenje Media. I tell us, waiting, you I think.
The government has failed to do its principal duty of protecting life or property of all beings inside its territory in Nigeria.
Baba ni kai. I come out to my calf. Because you, Baba, you don't come for Njenje Media, you don't tell us. The government is well. The government is not good. Because you don't talk now, you talk. It's not me, it tell you, make it a talk. But if they come out, the line machine is not good. The line machine.
When my 7-year-old grandson called me and said, Grandpa, tell me the truth. Why did they call you Liar Mohammed?
See, the line machine. People, DSS, they're telling me, people, they call this one a line machine, a vibrator, where they lie for vibrating machine. And so if If they tell me, Mazi, good morning, they look at me so on a line machine and say, Kaga, it no go be morning, it go be maybe in the afternoon. Maybe I don't drink zobo where it ferment. That's why they tell me something. He never like me. Kagani.
Can you now put pain over pain? We are excruciating with pain, just like Stalin's Soviet Union. He came to the parliament holding a chicken, and he was removing the feathers of the chicken. The chicken was crying, excruciating in pain. And when he finished, he dropped the chicken and threw some grains, and the chicken ran to the grains. Is it what these guys want to turn us to?
But again, that is what they've actually, it's not even what they want to. That's exactly what they have done. Because when they steal all this money, it's not only staying in the realm of northern Nigeria, even in the backyard. We have a governor in the southeast. He governed his state for 8 years. And the court of competent jurisdiction found out that he stole 7.1 billion from his state. The worst state in the southeast, governed state in the southeast. The worst state governed in the southeast, with a city that ought to be the Japan of Africa, that has no road. Yet, when the same person was on technicalities, on aeroplane driving, released out of prison, the same people that he plucked their feathers, the same people that he couldn't give treated pipe-borne waters, the same people that he couldn't give good roads, the same people that he couldn't give clean environment, gathered in Imo State Airport, clapping for him that he came out of prison. You know, you just watch some of these things, you honestly just feel sick. You feel violated as a human being. See, the same people he violates are the same people cheering him up. Oh, our leader, our whatever is out of the woods. Again, you talk about that. That is only in the southeast. You go to the south. You had a former governor again, stole the people dry, ran, went to Dubai, captured, brought back home. But before they brought him home, jailed him in the United Kingdom. He served a jail term. Yet, the day he was released, the same people he violated, without any form of protection, gathered in his hometown, dancing with Ashebi, calling him whatever the greatest thing that ever happened to them. And you ask me, is it only our leaders that have the brain of donkeys, if I may borrow the words of Buba Galadima? Or is it that the people, the followers, also have element of having the donkey brains? Because it doesn't make sense. Someone violates you, and I keep using this analogy. You come back, your household has been violated, your daughter, your wife, your grandmom, or everybody, and they were feeling hungry. The person who did the crime, the heinous crime that should be hanged upside down, goes out to Mr. Biggs and buys snacks. And when you, the head of the family, comes back, what will you do? Are you going to be talking about the violation that's happened in your house, or are you going to be shaking the person and saying, no, thank you for buying water for them to drink after you have done what you've done? Is that what the conversation should be? Sometimes I get sick of the people themselves and have the feeling maybe the people don't even, maybe their brains, just because when I look at the things happening, our disease and the mental disease that we suffer is so convoluted. We suffer from military hangover. That's why everything we say we do is with immediate effect. That's why people believe actually that you have diseases that rather than go to doctor, you will now say that somebody will lay hands on you and it will disappear. I say, who do us? Kuma self, where is our brain? Where is our critical thinking?
In Nigeria. How can you tell me that you are increasing fuel money and double everything? Everything you double when you increase that fuel money. And then you say you are building bridges, you are building roads for us. Please tell your friends.
Now, this is the hammer. Please tell your friends. Now, this is where he eventually, at this point, he has dragged Buhari inside the Azar room. And he's now saying, okay, Kagani, I will remove your dress.
Who are asking you not to bring me to this focus in Nigeria? Tell them that
nobody is asking us not
is
to.
All we need, all that we need from them is to please take us to the Boko Haram days of Jonathan. If they do that, we will congratulate them for a job well done in 8 years. We don't need their bridges. We don't need their roads. We don't need their anything. Please, please help me beg the president and his government that they should stop that loan increase in fuel. Let them leave us as we are. After all, Jonathan, because of increase of 4 naira. And what I want to tell you, don't trust the Nigerian Labour Congress.
We just shared the footages of their resolve to mobilize and
they are lying. They are lying. Let any of them come and face me. They are lying. They have already agreed with government. They will say 380. They rush us to the streets and then we'll go back and get compromised and say it's okay. They will add only 100 naira. So it will be 265 or 268. That is what they will do that. Nigerians should take their destiny into their own hands by really organizing civil and peaceful sit at home. We have seen that in Sudan. It's happening.
See, Nigerians should take their destiny in their own hands. Now, why Buba Galadima was saying this, the bandit lover, the spokesperson of bandits, you know, in his usual, what's it called, Gumi, in his usual way, in his usual grandstanding, he started again,
Nigerians have,
you know, and he said, let me not actually interrupt him on this. Let him just say his thing because it's unbelievable.
We have long-term problems and we have immediate problems. Long-term problems, when people talking about constitution, revenue, allocation formula, all these are long-term problems. But today, now, we are facing a Frankenstein, a monster we created ourselves.
No. A monster you created yourself. Point of correction. A monster you created yourself. So don't bring us into it because there is nothing. The ones we have in the east, we are dealing with it. So the ones you have there, make you deal with it.
And Ijomani will say is a second-class Nigerian. He's treated as a second-class Nigerian. Let's accept. But do you know that there are also third-class Nigerians? When you talk about graduates not having jobs, and this is a time bomb, how about a chunk of Nigerians, a big population of millions that has no even a primary school education?
Take a deep breath. Think for a moment what he just said. If those who are graduates are complaining that life is treating them hard, he's now asking us what will be the fate of those who have no basic education, when we talk about the future, who absolutely have no single iota of future. What then happens to them? The point of departure, in principle, I agree with you, Gumi, but my point of departure with you is over time and time and time and time again, there has been an olive branch extended for these to stop. Men, including you, Gumi, men like you would go out, turn the message against those who come with good intention. In the last dispensation, last two dispensations under Goodluck Jonathan, emergency school were built in the north. Many of you tagged it anti-north. Many of you fought against it, 150 schools. There should have, if that school was properly maintained, even improved on, by now, the level of amajirism that we have would have reduced. No, but you don't have any intention to reduce it because you're probably hoping to use them to continue rigging election for the future. There is no genuine intention to. So you are here sitting, complaining about this. Do you know that what stops you, Gumi, and many of you? Many of us are building schools in various communities in our localities, free of charge. Our children are not in that locality. Our children cannot go and are not going in those schools, but we do our best. Many of us, every year, we give computers, we give books. I know how many hundreds, if not thousands, of books, if not hundreds of computers given to school for children that I may never, children that have used the computers I personally have donated to schools in my state of Anambra. I may die and come back to life. I may never meet them. I may never know them. I don't have no interest in knowing them. It's just that when you have an aggregation of brighter, younger ones, in our time of old age, it could be that it is the knowledge acquired by these things we offer these children that they will begin to probably research, to save, and maybe to improve our lives in the moments of our weakness. But no, nobody thinks about tomorrow. If you look at someone like former head of state, General Badamasi Babangida, what would you say? What would you say? Would he look at himself today in confined only on wheelchair, a man full of life and energy, but in his weaker moment, those children that he's not able to help when he was head of state will be his greatest nightmare. Now everybody is rioting. Hey, Buhari, wake up, help Nigerians. Buhari, wake up, help Nigerians. He's doing as if he has double ear infections, double pipe, double exhaust. Okay? 13 freaking good months. He remained. Go to Castina. These children, these people we are begging, everybody is begging, and you're putting all our names in the list of DSS watch list. You think we are the enemy of Nigeria because everybody's shouting, wake up. Don't worry. You go to Castina. They will come in your moment of weakness. At that point, there is no Air Force One to guide you. There is no battalion of army to guide you. Unless you're going to stay in Abuja. Unless you're going to stay in Abuja. But if you go to your village, wallahi, I tell you, these children will come after you. But this, if we start today being the 16th of December, if we start today, there is hope. What these children are requesting is not too much. One, start and stop having unprotected sex, where you will be producing children like a fish with no plans of how to manage and what you want to do with their future. Oh, they produce them. I marry 4 wives. I have 27 children. So come, make we clap for you, educated idiots. So make we clap for you, 27 children. What plans do you have for each one of them? How much can you say this is what this child needs? No, nobody thinks about that. Just produce them. They will go to the school of Amajiri. Even when they go to the Amajiri school, these children are violated from as when they are small. These children are abused sexually and otherwise. You want them to wake up. When they grow up, they will be happy with the society. Why won't a child be happy with a society when he comes out of wherever they live? Many of you in Europe or America, they can go to parks. They go to parks. You go here, you see serene, breeze will be blowing you. Even if you want to think evil, but by the time you finish watching Netflix, watching Amazon, watching whatever, you doze off. You forget that you want to go and steal somebody's car. But yeah, never know there. Mosquito there. Typhoid there. Water no there. Why wouldn't the people's brain be just wired anti-clockwise? Why? But again, continue. But what I'm saying is, it took people, it wasn't a sheer act of accident that what Gumi is analyzing, that those who have gone to school, those who went to school didn't go to school on their own. Government didn't pay their fees. They and their parents made sure that they went to school. But here is that in the other side, you have denied the bulk of these young ones the opportunity, the basic opportunity, because we're not even talking about a serious opportunity, just the basic ones is what you have denied them, and they don't have it.
How will they cope? And this political, socio-economic, ecological disarray that is facing the nation. So this third-class people now is the Frankenstein that we're facing. They respect no religion, they respect no ethnicity, they respect nothing. People talk about a boss burnt in Sokoto State by bandits. When we all know bandits, initially, they don't kill people like that. They kidnap people to get money. So what has metamorphosed and turned them into a Frankenstein, a monster that is now trying to kill people just like that for the pleasure of it? Have you asked for 1 second? They have women too. They have children too. Have you asked for 1 minute that what happens to their children when we are bombarding their rugas? What happened to their children when we are bombarding rugas?
This man weak me. Wallahi, this one weak me. This argument is so annoying. You know why this argument is so annoying? Here, the whole southern Nigeria is saying, it is child abuse to allow these children to follow cows up and down. Rather than you continue this practice, build ranches. In these ranches, whether you call it Uruga, Livestock Transformation Program, championed by Professor Yemi Osibanjo, who freaking cares? Build ranches. Put these children in these ranches. Teach them. No, people like you, Gumi, against, no, it is their pastoralist. It is their way of life. You can't be speaking from both sides of the mouth. What's wrong with you? Are you freaking normal? You're here sitting down blaming everyone, yet when solution was provided, listen, it's part of North-South, the way the elite, the way they hide money is cow. Start chipping the cows. Let us know, cow born, we know. Each cow, there must be tax paid. vets sent, the children. If we start today, the monsters that will be created in the year 2035, we can stop it today. While you're dealing and rehabilitating the ones we have already. The challenge is anyone watching me, this is not a time, oh, is Oduduwa, is Biafra, is this? No. The inability of a of the collective to deal with this problem today. None of your children, not yours, not mine, is safe, because those that we think today they are majoris, ignore them. They are the lowest in the society. They are the lowest caste. They pose threat to you and I, and they pose threat to our offspring. And Gumi, the other time they said his brother was kidnapped and he paid ransom. Well, somebody said it's family business. Whether you paid or you not paid, I mean, it's your colleagues. You call the camp and they will tell you who kidnapped, and probably they will release. But again, I don't like this argument, because yes, I understand that there is this problem. But what I think and where I say loud to you is that you're being hypocritical here. You're not being truthful, because you are among those that spoke up against those that stuck out their neck and say we must have ranching. Yeah, because if you have ranching, the problem you are eliminating here would just simply end.
You are talking about when they kidnap school children. Don't you ask, okay, which school their children go to?
But we want them to go to school, Dom. We want them to go to school, but you guys go and preach in the freaking mosque and tell them that this is against them. Anybody who is saying no open grazing means stop moving cows on the road, go into ranches. When you go into ranches, these kids can now learn. Why?
You don't have answers to this, that's why we are surprised. Well, if we have embraced them as Nigerians and extend to them what we extend to Nigeria, or at least give them hope, just hope.
But that's what we... Okay. Maybe you are among those that Buba Galadima talked about, that I don't know what is in this what you wrapped up in that thing called head. I don't know what is inside it.
You'll see a difference. And this is what we learned when we ventured there. It's not an irretractable problem. It can be solved. But we need the right political environment to do it. Many people, like the kind representative is talking about military actions. We're here for peace. And we have seen that peace can tame this Frankenstein. I've seen it. What we need to do is to build, like the Global Peace Foundation and Vision Africa, what they have been doing around the world, like building.
Now, you're showing us as if it's a new thing, like building. You're showing us as if it's a new thing. In 2012-13, Jonathan did it. Why did you leaders, wicked leaders from that region, why did you destroy it? The schools today are overgrown with weeds. All you are telling us now, you build it. As if maybe you're turning into a contractor. Because all you are basically trying to do now is who is going to bring the money for contract so that money will be eaten. That's all. I see no genuine intention. If not, why did you not support the initiative? And why is it that you cannot teach your women and teach the men to stop having babies that they cannot take care of? And that would automatically stop, because when education comes in, it breaks that barrier. When a girl child is educated and she begins to have dreams for her young children, she will never be a party to more than 4 children, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so many wives. No. But again, if there is nothing to do, sex becomes a pastime job.
Homes and schools, giving locals animals to breed, giving them medical attention, planting and...
Okay, you're saying this thing, I'm actually getting angry because this is one, you're saying it as if you just discovered oil. This is something freaking Jonathan had already done. Buhari has 80 years. You see here, the North, sorry, when I say this now, I think the core North, when I say this, core North, the Northwest and Northeast must come down from this nonsense. Let me put this. I want you to look into my face. No apologies. The core North, the Northeast, the Northwest must come down from this nonsense of trying to bring down anything that is good. Google it if you don't know. Livestock Transformation Plan by this same government under Audu Ogbe, championed by the Vice President of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. Livestock. Remember when Kadir Ahmed was asking Buhari during the debate, when he asked him that thing they turned into comedy, asked him about the livestock. He said, Buhari said, what? He said, livestock. He said, what? Livestock, what? He said, and Osinbajo said, no, leave him. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Because he is the brain behind it. It was under him. But when suddenly, because there is another agenda, rather than something that has some scientific and empirical backing to systematically go through, suddenly we hear a president will tell you we need to go and look for the grazing route. You don't know the grazing route. He went from Bongola all the way to Benue before he go to Enugu. Just we're talking like there was a solution. Livestock Transformation Plan. Livestock. Rather than do the plan, you want to smuggle in Ruga into it. Because of that Ruga, everybody started shouting, the whole thing scattered. But if you are a government, if you did not use it to antagonize, because you thought, again, here again, I am blaming the North, the Northern leaders, because you thought, if you had supported Osinbajo in pushing for this, the South probably could have given him glory. Then he will shine. You see, he who holds somebody down, wallahi, as long as you're holding that person down, you can't rise. And that's exactly what you're doing. Because if that plan under Audu Ogbe was followed judiciously, seriously, by the time you end your tenure, it would have been about 6 years. By next year, nobody should have been talking in Nigeria about cows moving the street, cows going into farmland, because any cow that we see in farmland would have been used for barbecue. That's what it is for. It's stray cow. It would have been, you see cow, just go bring your dagger. Wallahi, Suya don't come. Now, free meat. But rather than do the right thing and implement the right policies, you started fighting Osinbajo. In fighting Osinbajo, you lost the fight, you lost the people's goodwill. Now we are back to square one. But here is a bandit spokesperson carrying paper, telling us we could do this, we could do that. The same thing you discarded. How is it going to work? How?
Engaging the community. This is all what we need to do with the Fulani herdsmen to get them piped down and drop their weapons. This is all what.
Now, you see, suddenly now he moves from bandits and says Fulani herdsmen. Meaning, I'm only asking question, oh please. Oga, does it mean that the Fulani herdsmen are bandits? I'm just trying to apply sense to what you say. You're talking about bandits, that you've met them. Suddenly you're saying that if you do this for the Fulani herdsmen, they will do. So you're saying that the Fulani herdsmen are bandits. I didn't say that. Oh, you just what
we need. And we don't have to wait for government. I've seen it, I practicalize it. I had a theory and I practicalize it. I went into a Njenje village, that is a village between Abuja and Kaduna, in the middle, where was notorious for armed bandits. That was my first outing. 50 men came, said they are abandoning banditry. And I promised them a school. And I went there still to put a foundation. The day I put a foundation, the next day, they have already started gathering under the tree, waiting for the school to be completed. And they have started studying even before the building was erected. We didn't finish the building with no plaster, no electrical or anything. They came, they said, please allow us to start using it. Now we have, between their women, their men and children, we have 600 students studying there. 600. Just imagine if we can do that in multiple places. You will look for a bandit and you will not find. But when you say kill them, this word kill them means killing them with their families. And the next thing they do, because they are primitive, I'm sorry to say, is revenge.
Okay? If somebody revenge is because you have failed and you have failed to do the right thing. You are a leader. What you are telling us you have done is 2021. Since 1960, the community school in my village, isn't the community school, was built in 1976 by my father and their people of the community then, handed over to the state. And 2001, you're telling us you even started foundation, you didn't finish. Only God knows how much you collected from it. Without being immodest, you're talking about 2001. Many of us, before even this time, as of 2005, 2006, 2007, we are building schools in our communities. And it's not something that, let me quickly go to my Twitter handle, actually, because I think I pinned a couple of photos there. Pardon me quickly. So if I go to my Twitter handle, for instance, now I go here, I say, listen, by the way, for those of you who are watching who do not follow me, please go to Twitter and follow me. Please, please, please. Twitter is where I am most active. You can go and follow me at Mazi Ezeoke or just Mazi Ezeoke, Maaziezeoke, right? So you follow me. Now, when you talk about these things, there are things people don't complain about. In my own community, in 2004, I was jogging in the morning, and I came to this school. It looks like Boko Haram territory. In my community in 2004, Christian Gige was the governor of my state. He's now in APC. I wrote a protest letter. I did everything, and yet no succor. What did I do? People, if government fail, I cannot fail my people. This is classroom being used by school. This is me here with my good friend who were tilling. You just see me sweating like a Christmas goat, tilling the ground, doing what we can to help. And this school loses me here again, tilling the soil. No, because you can't wear singlet, waiting a hot day. But the school was built. You can see that school there. 7 massive classroom blocks with teacher. At the back of it is the teacher's office. We waited for no one. I waited for no government. You heard that P2B eventually started building schools. That was the template. You can see it here. It's there on Twitter. It's pinned. Because this thing is that even when government failed, you and I must not fail. It took me 10 years to put this photo on Twitter because that school was built around 2006, but I put this photo in Twitter in 2016. So what am I trying to say? And here is Gumi, whom I don't even know if he had whatever he has collected or whether he, any form of money, and he's not able to do anything, and he's here.
So they will come to you and revenge and kill you. So they are on this revenge mission now, wherever it is. They are massacred in Anambra, they are massacred in Oyo, they are massacred in North Central, they are massacred everywhere. They respect now no religion, they respect no ethnicity. What they want is we must live, or we all live together or nobody lives. So we want to change the language, the narrative. Let's engage them. Let's bring them from third-class citizens to even a second-class citizen. And you see the difference.
Okay, you understand the language. You've been going to their camps. You've been seeing them engage themselves. You've been engaging them. The DSS have never arrested you. The DSS have never done anything to you. So go and engage them. Get your leaders. Get your leaders to follow you. Go and speak to them in the language they understand. If they understand Fufude, speak to them in Fufude. If they understand Mumuye, speak to them in Mumuye. If they understand Akanga, speak to them in that language. Is it Anga? Please, by all means. Is it Hausa? Please, by all means. Whichever language it is, go ahead and speak to them, and let's stop this bloodletting. The bloodletting is too much. Human lives means absolutely nothing. Somebody will come, hold a bus filled with 40 human beings like you and I, light fire. If you come to rescue anybody, you will be shot, and you will be looking at your fellow human being burning their skulls, popping like balloons, making some silly noises. Again, somebody will ask, what is it that they actually want? Nobody can say exactly what they want. Nothing. It's not a case of Niger Delta that you can say, okay, they are telling you you are taking our oil, we need a fair share of whatever is happening. No. So I just really fail to understand what the whole purpose is. Now, some are sleeping, and some just basically came up this time around to say, we are tired, the north is bleeding. And the same police people that these people would kill with ease are the same people killing the ones protesting on their behalf. It falls down, even if we south, north. It's the same thing that happened in NSAS. NSAS is killing the future generations. Then the future generations came and say, okay, let's fight for police. Maybe when we give police good, when we fight for them and get them good pay, get them good housing, get them good whatever, then maybe they will stop. No. While you are fighting for them, they continued killing those that they ought to protect. Here, Nigeria Yakata, Nigeria Yamutu, Nigeria Kurukutu. Nigeria is but I know that many of you may not agree with the next clip, and that will be the one of Obasanjo and the things he said. But again, honestly, if you're open-minded and you listen to Obasanjo with deep understanding of what he's saying, understanding where he's coming from, you will not fail to.
Thank you very much. The Sultan was reminding me of my title. And those of you who have no caliphate title, now you're trouble. Now leave me Njenje with my own. And Dr. Gumi, have you been lucky to have a Sokoto title yet?
Malam no dey take title.
Oh, Malam no dey get title. Okay. So leave us, those of us who are entitled to title. Bishop, I want to thank you and really express our gratitude for you bringing this type of interaction. It's what we need. In fact, we need this on daily basis, to be able to talk to ourselves and talk among ourselves.
Yeah, but Baba, the problem is that you're talking to yourselves. You're talking amongst yourself. The person that is organizing this and the person that ought to be listening to you while you're talking has...
Rather than talking at ourselves. I always say this. Each and every one of us has solution for Nigeria problem. But each and every one of us is wrong. When you bring your own and you think it is perfect, then listen to the other man. But one thing I believe we all have in common, Nigeria. One thing that we have in common, Nigeria. Ijo nation, if you like. I have never used Yoruba nation, and I will never. Because I believe that my Nigerianness is bigger than my Yorubaness. And neither my Yorubaness nor my Nigerianness should stand in the way of each other. For me, my Nigerianness is very important.
Now, for many of you who may have misunderstood what Baba is saying, Baba on no account, Baba is not saying that he's not a Yoruba or that he doesn't believe in the Yoruba nation. But what he's saying here is that there is a balance. He wouldn't allow his Yoruba nation thinking to interfere with his larger Nigerian thinking. I mean, you may forgive him because he's coming from a very nationalistic viewpoint, having been a president of Nigeria for over cumulatively 11 years. So you should know that, you know, as an elder statesman, there are some, obviously, on this platform, we can always disagree. I mean, as long as it's respectful.
Because I am more than what I should have been as a Nigerian than as an Oduduwa Republic man. And I believe that that should be the case for every one of us. And again, why should the accident of my place of birth be a hindrance for me as a human being, first of all, and for me as a Nigerian? If I have been born in Sokoto, the chances are probably 99 to 1, I will have been a Muslim. If I have been born in Sokoto. If Sultan had been born in Abeokuta, the chances are 99, no, it won't be 99. It will probably be 55 to 45 that he will be a Christian. Now, what has brought a change, or what he has brought, what he is, or what I am, is where I was born, by whom I was born, and maybe when I was born. Why should that be a deciding factor for me as a human being? So when we come up and we look at ourselves only in the context of where we are born, when we are born, and how we are born, I believe we are making a mistake. And I have no apology to anybody that I feel that what God has given to us in Nigeria belongs to all of us in Nigeria. And anybody who feels otherwise, good luck to him. The point is that we must aggregate. If you are born in a place and there is a particular treasure in that place, you must enjoy more of it than others in other parts of Nigeria. And that, I believe, whether it's stone with which the Nigerian railways and the Lagos port were built, which came from Abeokuta, which nobody paid anything for in the colonial days. Now, don't laugh. This is true. Or the coal in Enugu, which some of it was used to drive the locomotive and whatever. The point is that it was all a gift of God to all Nigerians. I want to say that because to me it is very, very important. Humanity and the gift of God. I believe we must understand them and really know how we manage them together. I want to talk more about domestic before I come to the external, which Akim talked about dropping the ball. I will come back to that. In domestic, it has been mentioned, and we all know it, the language with which we talk to ourselves. Somebody there said, oh yes, we know your thing and all that, but this one. Now that is an insult to me, with all due respect. I see that as an insult. And that is not the language of a well-bred, well-brought-up person in an African society. One of the things that we respect in African society is age and authority. And with all due respect, I have them both. Age and authority. With all due respect, I have them both.
Baba, while I agree with you, Baba, but he should be coming down. Age and authority, yes, authority, rights, but age, Baba. In Igbo we say, Njenje ko onye isi awa ihe ama. Baba, age and authority. You would also agree with me that you are older than your grandson in age. But your grandson, Baba, also may be wiser than you in technology, maybe in blockchain technology, in coding, in some other places, Baba. So you should be coming down. Please, calm down.
So I don't deserve any disrespect from anybody. Having said that, there are two issues to me that are very, very important. The issue which have to be legislated. They are issues that have to be legislated.
Like
somebody said, well, if we have a state police, what does it matter? Of course it matters a lot from what we have seen and experienced in recent times. It matters a lot because the state governor is the chief executive of his state.
In papers,
is also the chief security officer of his state.
On papers, sir.
But then, what instrument does he have to be able to maintain security? And the sort of things that we have seen and gone through in recent times. What does he have? I know, and some of you will know, what we went through under the Native Authority Police, which made it necessary to scrap the Native Authority Police and centralized police. Other countries did the same. I have been to Colombia a number of times in the past 5 years. They did the same thing. But when they were confronted with the issue of security, the way we are confronted today, they went back. And if we are going to deal with our issue of security, somebody put it rightly, most of these are local, and they have to be addressed locally.
But that's it, people. Anyone saying anything outside what Baba is saying is not being truthful. If we must address these security challenges, be it in Anambra, it is local. Someone from Zamfara cannot come and make Anambra State unlivable. No, there must be a local accomplice. Someone from Bayelsa cannot come to Umuahia and make it unlivable. Nope. Nope. It can't happen. There must be people from Abia that would want, give them the whatever delay. So what Baba is saying here, in essence, is the bane of the conversation is what was happening in the north and what is happening in the north. And Baba is saying it here without mincing words, that the north must find solution to that which is aiding them. The federal government is using the collective money of Nigerians and saying, of course, that's what it is. That is the federal system. But the greater part of that job, from the clergymen, from the elders, and from the politicians, and also from those politicians who are politically exposed, who are supporting them. They are sponsors. But again, at some point, you begin to blame the government. Because the government will tell you, oh, we will publish the names of Boko Haram sponsors. Dubai, United Arab Emirates, jailed people for planning insurrection in Nigeria. Nigeria, the one they jailed people for on your behalf. You went to bed. You went to sleep. And how would anybody take you seriously?
And to be addressed locally, there must be the instrument with which they can be addressed locally. So there are issues of legislation, and I do hope that our leaders at the executive and legislative level will realize that there is need for some legislative action that had to take place before even the next election. The second point, which I have mentioned a little bit in person, is the issue of the language with which we address ourselves and the relationship that we build among ourselves. One of the things that I used to take as example is the Sultan and Cardinal Nayakam. They come together, irrespective of religion, and they have common front, common attitude, common solution, common struggle against what they perceive as our problems. Your Eminence, what you are doing, may God give you the ability to continue to do it. And the second was that he was anointing bandits. So when Sheik Gumi came, the first question I asked is, did you really say that Christian soldiers were the ones killing your people? He said he didn't say that. And in my making effort to receive them, I've called one person who I thought was important. He said, Gumi, I will never talk to him. I said, well, the good thing, if you won't talk to him, I will talk to him. And I talked to him. And I was wiser for talking to him. much, much wiser for talking to Sheikh Gumi and his team. The first thing that Sheikh Gumi made me to be aware of is that in where those bandits are staying, they have absolute control of it. And in fact, whether it's the military.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Where those bandits are staying, they have absolute control of. So the local governments that they control, when the government and the lying machine they come out and tell you that they drove them out, they are the fringes of the border, don't go to sleep. But here you can see they are from their spokesperson, obviously what he told Baba, where they are, that they are in charge and in control.
Or the police, they don't go to their camp. I wouldn't know that. And until somebody, an eyewitness, tells me that, I will not know. Now, if that is the case, how then do we solve the problem? Because if we don't know, then we cannot find solution. Another thing he said was that, look, those boys of 13, 14, 15, they are soaked in drugs. Drugs. So they are ruined. What do we have to do? How do we have to rehabilitate them? Or are we going to leave them ruined for the rest of their life? Now, these are things that we should know. And if we know it, then what do we do? People talk of political will. I talk of political action. Political will is not enough. Political will must be matched by political action. I believe that if we are able to deal with what I call the moral content of our relationship and our language through what I will call moral rearmament, then that will be one issue being resolved. And that will involve all of us, but particularly you, the clergy, Christians and Muslims. And if there are people who are also in other religion that they feel that there is some what they can do,
African religion.
Yeah, then we will. No, I have nothing wrong with that. All right, but this the responsibility of all of us. Another thing that I will plead in this thing is, whatever we say here, or whatever we say in the corner of our houses, should be matched by what we say publicly.
Baba, on that note, I'll leave you because obviously that was a very long conversation. But the summary and the takeaway of what Baba is saying there is that he spoke to Gumi, and in speaking to him, he was wiser because he sat in Ota and he thought, well, police can just go in and get these bandits out. But it appears these people have somewhat carved an entity within the territory called Nigeria, where they have absolutely, they have absolute control of the whole vicinity. Inadvertently, there is nothing your security agents could do. Absolute nothing they can do. And you see it. You see it actually. People, I would say thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. My name is Tilma Zezok, and thank you for this evening analysis. You spared your time. Now, if you haven't subscribed to this platform, please kindly like the video, share the video for others to see it. On that note, I will say thank you very much for being part of this. Tomorrow is Friday, and every Friday we have our Friday Hangout. Friday Hangout is tomorrow. Join me tomorrow evening for Friday Hangout. In our Fridays, remember, we do have, either we have beer, vice beer, wine, whatever it is, water, zobo, whatever that is drinkable. Bring your kunu. If you like fermented one, take it out of the fridge this night, leave it in the sun. By tomorrow evening, it will be fermented. When you drink it, make sure you don't eat akara. Because if you eat akara with fermented kunu, wallahi talai, the kind atomic bomb you will be dropping. Your landlord fit give you quick notice. On that note, I'll say everyone thank you once more. It's my pleasure to be your host in the last couple of hours. I think we've been here for close to 2 hours. Thank you once more. And I will say au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, gute Nacht, Kachifone, Korbuano. Everybody, thank you once more. I am Mazi Ezoke.
I represent and symbolize all the characteristics of a typical Igbo man. Yes, I've learned to be more Igbotic than I ever expected. As an Igbo man, I've perfected the act of being tenacious in any dream that I chase. To be industrious, be consistent, and powerfully focused. All the lessons I learned from the brothers in the tribe have made me dogged, hardworking, and exhibiting the ability and the capacity to survive in any kind of weather. Yes, I am an original Wafo because